Hello everyone, my name is Cam2nd, and today we're doing a slightly different video on the channel. So recently I bought these Gunnar Aviators, and I wanted to wear them for about a week and see what my thoughts were. And obviously I should say that this video is not sponsored. These are not, review Gunnars sent out for the purposes of reviewing. I'm doing it because I wanted to. I bought them with my own money, and I don't know, I thought, speaking as someone who plays a lot of video games, speaking as someone who's currently unemployed and can spend a lot of time on the computer, whether it's searching for jobs or playing video games or streaming, how they've impacted me so far. So I've had them for about a week. I think I got them on Sunday, and it's currently Saturday, so I've had about 7 days with them. And first, let's start with the design here. So obviously these are just like aviators. I believe they're called Maverick, and the color is gunmetal. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but it's just kind of like silver, copper looking stuff. They don't really stand out as far as that's concerned. One of the selling points was that it was lightweight construction, and it definitely feels like it. In fact, these feel kind of cheap, if I'm going to be honest. Not the metal necessarily, but they're super light. Like, I've had $5 aviators that feel heavier than this. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. It's just something to keep aware of, that they are super, super light. And then next is, obviously, the lenses. So if you guys can't see, these lenses are actually tinted, which looks like it's best about there. They are tinted. I think the official name is amber. Essentially, they're tinted yellow, and you can see it a lot more when it's on my face. They do help a lot with the screens, and it's something that you don't necessarily understand when you first put them on. For example, when I first put them on, I think I was just on the stream on Sunday, and when I first put them on, I was like, oh, these don't seem like that big of a deal. They just kind of turn everything slightly yellow. It's not really that big of a deal. Colors still shine through. I don't really have an issue with any specific color that I can see currently, and my desktop is pretty colorful, I should say. So I don't think there's an issue seeing any specific colors. I haven't had any issues seeing any specific colors in the week that I've been wearing them. But one thing I will say is that the big reveal, I should say, is when you take them off. So if you've been wearing them like I do for 8 hours a day, and you take them off, the screens are like almost unbearably bright, and it's something that I'm still seeing even now that I've had them on for a week, and I've had them off all this morning. The screens still look a lot brighter than I think they should. So I guess that's them doing their job. I don't necessarily think that they're required, but they do help a lot. I've noticed that I've been getting tired earlier, which supposedly means that I'm not getting as much blue light in my eyes. So I guess they've been working. They definitely do take out a lot of the bright, like harsh light from the screens, though, so I don't necessarily think that they don't work. They're just a little, I don't know, underwhelming, I would say. If you're into gaming and you've gone from like a 60 hertz monitor to like a 120 hertz monitor, it's the same kind of thing where you may not be able to tell immediately when you upgrade, but if you ever go back down, so if you ever like turn it off or stop using them, it's very, very noticeable. So I am going to pull up the Amazon page for those who are interested. Currently, it is, I believe these are $60. Yeah, they're $60. They're on Amazon Prime, so you can get them like 1-day shipping and all that kind of fun stuff. One thing I will say is that they came really fast. They came surprisingly with little fanfare. They came in a little like cardboard box, and they came with this, which is like just a little bag that has Gunnar on it, and they also came with a microfiber cloth, and that was it. So I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed, but I am gonna say it was a very small amount of packaging, and if I hadn't ordered it with a bigger Amazon order because I had ordered something else, I would be a little worried that they might get damaged in transit. But I also assume they probably have some sort of system set up like that's probably good enough, I guess. Gunnar as a company has been around for years. I know I first heard about them back in like 2012 when I was watching the NALCS, and the player X Special had Gunnars on, and so they've always kind of been in the back of my mind. I've always thought they were kind of like snake oil, where they don't really seem to help. But I can say that I actually do think they are helping. I think that they're, at the very least, filtering blue light, and it is making my eyes less strained. My eyes don't feel so tired at the end of the day, and on the contrary, I feel more tired. Like, I don't feel like I need to stay up, which is good. And again, not being told to review this, not being paid at all. I'm just a dude. The one thing I will say that these glasses are supposed to like prevent or help with is dry eyes. Now, speaking as someone who wears contacts all the time, I have hard contacts, which is different from most people that I know who have soft contacts. So my hard contacts, they stay in basically all the time. The only time I take them out is to clean them. It hasn't really been helping with that as much. Perhaps if you're not wearing contacts, or if you have soft contacts, it might make a difference. But as far as I can tell, my eyes are still just as dry as always. I don't think that there's an increase in that though. I don't think that I'm having more dry eyes because of these. I think they're just not helping that much. Other than that, I think they're great. The one thing I will say, and this can be a plus or a minus depending on whether or not you like the style, is that as a guy, I feel a little bit like I look like a girl, which I don't particularly mind. You know, it's fine. I will say that they were not quite as big as I was expecting. I was expecting something a little bit closer to like this size, but they do their job. They don't really get in the way. If you don't have a headset that lends itself to being used with glasses, for example, I have the Razer Krakens, and they don't exactly lend themselves to being worn with a headset, or I'm sorry, with a pair of glasses. Then you might find your ears getting tired after a while. Admittedly, I've only really ever had like 1 or 2 headsets that haven't had this issue with glasses, so take that for what you will. I do think that these are worth the $60, especially if you're doing something that requires you to be on the computer all the time. For example, if you're data entry, if you're a professional gamer, if you're a streamer, or working from home business or something like that, they definitely do help. There are other models. There is a clear tint, so if you just want to have like clear glasses instead of these amber ones, and they deal, I believe, 35% blue light protection. And then there is a 95% blue light protection for like blue lenses. I just wanted to go with the standard Gunnar ones that I've seen on people for a very long time. So these are the amber 65% blue light protection. Apparently they have 100% UV protection, so these are actual sunglasses. But for the blue light, this is 65%. And I don't necessarily know how much better the blue ones are. If this video takes off and I can actually afford another pair, perhaps I will get them. But the amber ones are good. They're useful, and they don't really taint your screen, and they definitely make things easier to look at. So thanks to everyone for watching this review, and hopefully it has enlightened you a little bit on Gunnars. Alrighty, thanks to everyone for watching the video. This is the first time I've ever done a product review, so I was a little hesitant, I guess, to do it. But I actually had a lot of fun. Speaking out of my mind is something that I love doing, and it is, it's fun. I like having my opinions out there. That being said, if you guys want more videos from me, click a like, subscribe, put a comment down in the comments, and I will be streaming more on Twitch. So I've been streaming basically every day for the past week and a half or so. So go ahead and hit me up over at twitchtv.com2nd, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.